Hey you guys, it's Amberlina. Welcome back to another video from me. If you like all things spirituality and tarot just like I do, welcome back to my channel. I really love sharing these things with you guys, and I made this spread for myself. This spread is for messages from your higher self, your future self, and things that they want to tell you that you're going through right now. And I made this for myself because I really wanted to just kind of shake off some cobwebs, but I figured that we should do this together. So yeah, first I want you guys to take 3 deep mindful breaths and then choose the pile that you feel is resonating with you, whether it is the number, it's the card, or it's the crystal. You pick whichever one resonates with you. Don't second guess it, and if you feel like you can't pick, you can stay and watch the whole reading and just take what resonates with you and compost the rest, okay? So the first pile number 1. This one is green Adventurine. Pile number 2. This one is Opal. Opal is so pretty, you guys. So pretty. So pretty. And then pile number 3. Pile number 3 is Moonstone. Okay, so before we get into these messages, I wanted to pray with you guys real quick. Just set the vibe, set the energy. Calling on our divine creator, calling on our higher self. Thank you so much for these messages, and thank you for this time. Thank you for bringing us all together as a collective, and thank you for empowering us with these messages in this reading today. I ask that you protect us during this reading. I ask that you help guide us in our intuition to the perfect pile, the perfect cards, the perfect message that our higher self is trying to get to us, Spirit. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a divine channel, and thank you so much for protecting me during this reading. I am so grateful, so thankful. We are so grateful, and we are so thankful for all of the healing, loving, protecting, and guiding energy that you bring to our lives every single day. Ashe. All right, let's get into pile number 1. So pile number 1, this is your reading. Okay, so messages from your higher self. Okay, pile number 1, 10 of Wands in reverse is your first card. This is you. So you guys might be feeling tired, or you're being called to start over. You're in the process of starting something over, and you're just not sure if you want to put everything down and restart again, or if this is something that you can come back to. But I'm seeing that you guys need to put all these things down. You guys are in the process of walking away from a project, a job, or something that was that you had invested a lot of time into, a lot of energy into, but you just don't feel aligned with it anymore. So this is what you're looking like. Number 1, your higher self wants you to know that you should just put it down, and that it's okay to start over. Your higher self sees you starting over. And 8 of Wands. I'm seeing this 8 of Wands, you guys, as you guys are needing to start over, and you guys are needing to slow down. You might be getting a lot of new ideas coming in that are going to replace the ones that you are letting go of. Let them come in, write them down. But I am seeing that you guys really need to slow down. 8 of Wands is the fastest card in the deck, and I feel like you guys are moving too fast, and you guys need to take some more time, like figuring out what it is that you want to do, how you want to go about it, and what parts of your old project you are wanting to bring into this new phase, this new era that you're into. Some of you guys also just might be working a lot. You might be like working multiple jobs, or working like crazy hours. Spirit, just your higher self really wants you to like slow down and to check in with yourself. I know sometimes that is not always possible, but there are times that you can find stillness and that you can rest. And your last card, this is, oh my gosh, your higher self wants you to know that you are worth all of this. You are worth the abundance that you're working for. You are worth all the success that you're working for, and your higher self really wants you to know that. Your higher self wants you to be confident in your decisions. Your higher self wants you to be healed and not be afraid of starting over, because your ideas, all of your ideas are going to be great. All of your ideas are going to be successful. And you guys have 10-10, so you guys are really at an ending of something, and you guys are in the process of beginning something new. Your higher self wants you to know that it's a yes, it's a go, but you have to leave some stuff behind first. Yep. Surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual being. You are being called to start over, and sometimes starting over and letting go of things that you work so hard for is really hard to let it go, but that is one of the hardest and one of the most beautiful parts of starting over in a healing journey, a healing process, is that you get to reinvent yourself. You get to reinvent anything that you want to do. You have every single day to decide to start that ish over, okay? And surrender stubbornness. I knew this was going to come up. Anytime I see 10 of Wands in reverse, like I know somebody is just like not trying to let something go. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and with yourself. Let it go, baby. You don't have to hold on to it, especially if you have already been getting messages to let something go and start something over. Like, this is your confirmation. Your higher self wants you to stop holding on to things that aren't meant for you to hold on to. They're meant for you to let it go. They were there to teach you something, and then it was time for you to put it down and move on to the next. You've graduated to the next stage. See, yes, all of your ideas are going to be prosperous. All of your ideas are going to be successful, even the ones that you have to leave behind. You are getting downloads. You are getting ideas sent to you. The 7th chakra, this is your crown chakra, all the way up at the top of your head. This is where our downloads come from. This is where our ideas come from. This is where spirit speaks through to us. Yours is wide open. You don't have any blockages. You are just needing to listen and to trust in the messages that spirit is giving you. And you guys, for your crystal inspirational card, is protect your energy. Don't look at my nails, y'all. Don't look at my nails. Is protect your energy. Black tourmaline. I love black tourmaline. But yeah, protect your energy, you guys. You guys really are, especially with that 10 of Wands in reverse, you guys are really doing a lot, and your higher self really wants you to spend more time pulling your power and your energy back inwards so that you are able to pursue the new downloads that are coming for you. You can't really pursue anything or start anything over if you are constantly in go mode. If you guys are constantly on go mode and constantly trying to get to the next thing, pause, take a minute, listen to what your guidance is telling you, listen to what your higher self is trying to tell you. And take a minute, protect your energy, and you can't tell all your ideas to everybody. Not everybody is meant to know what you are doing, what you are starting over, what you are starting again. You are meant to pause, take a break, and keep some things to yourself. Your higher self really wanted me to tell you that, to keep some things to yourself. I'm going to pull one more card for you guys, and then we're going to go ahead to group number 2. But yeah, group number 1. All right. Let's see. Number 1. Oop. What astrology is, man? Virgo. Digest. Okay. Let me get the book. We're going to read it together with Virgo. What messages Virgo has for you guys. I love reading out of this book, you guys. I love astrology anyway, but this book really okay. Virgo. This is the card you got. You guys might be a Virgo, or you might have some heavy Virgo placements, like Virgo moon, Virgo sun, Virgo rising, or you might have a Virgo stellium. But the action this card tells you: look for the grain and release the chaff. Weed, harvest, sort. Something in this situation needs to be sorted, edited, or reorganized in order to bring in its harvest. whether you're asking about a relationship, a work project, or the culture in which you work. Virgo wants you to be specific, sort and release a habit, not a person, and change how you interact, but not necessarily with whom you interact. Examine the situation for the patterns that need to be released and composited, and what seeds need to be saved for another time are planted for the next season. Rather than focusing on faults, appreciate what is valuable about each interaction, opportunity, and person. Truly absorb the worth and wonder and be healed thereby. It may take time to take an introspective break and work on your self-care routine. Look at your diet and health habits to see what needs improvement. Absorb vitality. If you just weed the garden and don't plant or cultivate, all you'll have is an empty bed. Editing without creating gives you no content. Sometimes you have to ask the inner editor to take a break and let the creative process flow. Then let the editor clean and polish it. The gift of this card is the world is gloriously complex. Virgo encourages us to see how the details fit together, how the leaves and twigs make up a forest. Light and shadow co-create our image of the whole. Rather than judge the worth of the part, pay attention to the necessary role each piece plays. The chaff protects the wheat so it can grow, and therefore has value even when it is not edible. Perceive not just with your mind, but with mind, heart, and soul together. Yes. So whatever you guys are working on, whatever you guys are about to start over, like, your higher self wants you to know that you are guided and that you will be successful in this. And you might just have to take a break, take a time out so that you can reassess what it is you want to do. And endings, because you guys have 10-10, endings are intense already to begin with, but it only feels intense, I feel like, for you, group number 1, because whatever you have been doing, you've been doing it for a long time, and you feel like you are settled there, you feel like you are comfortable there, and this new thing that you're being asked to step into is going to require you to heal. It's going to require you to slow down. It's going to require you to be creative. It's going to require you to make something new, to start something new instead of what you were used to. You're getting the ideas. You are just needing to let go and get out of your own way. Like, you are just standing in your own way and you're burning your energy, running around, when you really just need to take a break and come back so that you can create something new. It's okay to start over. It's okay to try something new, and it's actually going to be successful for you. So thank you, group number 1. This was your reading. I'm glad you guys sticked around for it. And yeah, all right, so you guys, on to pile number 2. Hey guys, if you selected pile number 2, here's your reading. Welcome, pile number 2. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you guys picked Opal, and this is the Super Lunaris tarot deck. I found this on Etsy and it's beautiful. You guys are going to see the artwork, but I'll try to link all the decks below because I know some of you guys are trying to buy decks, or you like buying decks. So yeah. Okay, pile number 2, here is your reading. Pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2, you guys got the Judgment card. Pile number 2, I feel like you guys are going through like a spiritual awakening, or you guys are realizing something is coming to your realization, or coming to your awareness, and it's asking you to be vulnerable. It's asking you to let go of your limitations. It's asking you to it's scary because it's asking you to show all of yourself instead of just some of yourself. Your higher self sees that you're wanting to move on, but you're struggling with moving on. You have 6 of Swords. You're struggling with moving on. You're struggling with letting go of things of your past. So you can still move on, but you might just be moving on with some baggage. You might be moving on with with a chip on your shoulder a little bit, but that's okay, because we all have that, and that's what it takes. That's sometimes what it takes to grow. Sometimes the journey does leave some calluses and some scars and some marks, but it's okay. the spiritual awakening is asking you to move forward, is asking you to journey forward. And your higher self with the King of Pentacles, your higher self wants you to know that you just need to ground yourself. You need to remember your what and your why. Like, you have a what and your why. The how is not your business sometimes. The how, that's up to spirit. You have to leave room for spirit to show up and show you what your how is and show you how to go about it. This, I feel like pile number 2, you guys are stepping into like a mission. You guys are stepping into this new era of your life, and you're being called to let go. With this King of Pentacles, pile number 2, you guys are being asked to ground yourself and get stable, because what you are stepping into is your legacy, is going to be your new sense of purpose, I feel like, with this reading. But I'm just seeing that your higher self is seeing that you guys are being challenged with moving on, but you might just need to vent to somebody. You might need to talk to somebody. You might need to seek out, it doesn't always have to be a therapist, but you guys just might need a soundboard, or you guys just might need to write some things down. But I'm definitely seeing that you guys are stepping into a new era of your life, and your spirit wants you to know, like, this is your legacy, and you are protected, and you are guided, and you are strong enough to do this. It is just going to take time. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is just going to take time for what you are stepping into, and your higher self wants you to be patient. Your higher self wants you to be understanding and trusting and guided, okay? Yes, surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Your higher self wants you to know, like, whatever you do, step into, you are successful at it, and you are going to be good at it, and you are going to be protected and guided and supported the whole way through it. So don't believe that you're by yourself, because sometimes with this judgment energy in reverse, like, we believe that we're by ourselves. We believe we don't have anybody around us. There's nobody like us. There's nobody that can help us. And what we're going through, we're all alone. But this journey is very, very This journey is very solely dependent upon you building a village and building a support system and allowing people in and stripping away those judgments you have of yourself and the judgments that you have on other people, so that you are able to build this village. You are able to tap into this support system so that you are not feeling alone, because you are not alone. And like I said, you guys are going to need to maybe talk with somebody or vent it out or write it out, you know. Surrender stress. Yes. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yeah, like you guys are, I'm sure that what you are starting over or what you are venturing into is a whole brand new territory, and it is stressful for you guys, and it's stressful to be yourself, and it's hard to be your authentic self and show up that way, because we care about what people think about us. We care about how people will judge us. We care about what people will say to us. Like, we care too much about how people will perceive us. But sometimes we have to take responsibility for that and let go of some of that stress that comes along with it. How anybody else feels about you and what you're doing and how you're switching things up and what you are feeling called to build, it's not your business. Your business is what you're being called to build. Your business is what you should be focusing on. Your business should be moving on, you know? Surrender to rest and sleep. Yes. So with a spiritual awakening, and when you guys are awakening or just going through like this process of realizing things about yourself and your life. Don't talk about my nails. I keep seeing them, but it's all right. It's all right. That's not the point of this video. But surrender to rest and sleep. in order sometimes to ascend or to awaken or clear out blockages, sometimes we really just need to sleep, because these things are going to take time. There is no quick fix for it. So you may as well slow down, get some rest, because when your mind is at ease, you are able to move on. When your mind is at ease and when your body is resting and you're not in that fight or flight mode, it will be easier for you to travel forward. It'll be easier for you to move on from certain things, you know. In reverse, this card talks about you letting fear block you, you letting fear keep you from doing whatever it is that you need to do. You're keeping, fear is keeping you stuck and keeping you stagnant, and you're not able to make a decision. You see how she's standing here in the middle? I'm gonna flip it this way so you guys can see how she's standing here and she can't decide on which way to go. She has signs and omens on both sides, and they both say unknown, but she just does not know where to go. Fear is keeping you blocked, and not believing in yourself, and stress is keeping you from making the decision that you are needing to make. So you guys really might need to talk to somebody. Your higher self wants you to check in with yourself, to relax on yourself, because I feel like with this Judgment card, you guys are like really, really, really hard on yourself, and you pick yourself apart, and you might even be a little bit overcritical. So this card, your reading, your higher self really wants you to know that fear is what's blocking you, and love is what's going to push you out of that. Love for yourself. I know it sounds cheesy, but love for yourself, full acceptance of yourself, full on just vulnerability, authenticity, and being aware of everything and all of the things that you are. When you are aware of all the things, you know you are successful. You don't have no reason to stress, and you journey and you travel with courage into the next areas of your life. Don't let this scare you, and don't let this make you feel like you are not going to make a decision, because I am not a tarot reader that is going to scare you. I am going to tell you the truth, but I'm not going to scare you, and I don't want to scare you. I want you to see the energies that are around you, and I want you to know there's medicine for that energy, and I want you to be trusting in the divine energy, the divine source, the divine creator that always is working for your highest and your best good. Like, you might not know all your ancestors, you might not even know what any of this means, but you know that you're guided, and you know that you're always going to be okay, and God love you anyway. Even if you haven't tapped into any of this, it does not even matter. God loves you anyways. So don't be afraid of making a decision. If you feel good about that decision, make it. If you feel bad about that decision, you need to take a break. Judgment, I feel like Judgment, because this is you guys and this is your energy, I feel like you guys are just really needing to take a step back. Take a step back, get a sounding board, make a vision board. Your higher self really wants you to get some sleep in, get some rest, but really take a step back. Okay, and I have this card for you. Argonite, release your emotional baggage. I feel like this goes with this card. Like, sometimes it is hard to move on because we are like holding on to things from our past, holding on to people from our past, holding on to fear and old limitations from our past. And sometimes that really does block us up, and it keeps us from moving forward with how we're being called to. It keeps us from stepping into our legacy, stepping into our leadership roles. So remove and release the emotional limitations, the emotional doubts, the emotional fears that you have with yourself and with this new awakening of yourself. Some of you guys, I'm seeing you might even have tapped into some of your shadow self, or like parts of yourself that you didn't like or that you don't know was there. And that's okay, you know, because we all have it. And what it's asking you to do is asking you to take a look at me. Your shadow is saying, hey, like, I need something from you. Hey, I'm feeling away, and this is keeping me stuck, and this is keeping me blocked. Like, I need you to come in here. Like, your shadow self needs the attention. Your shadow self needs you to release the judgment around it. It needs you to surrender to the fact that we all have light, we all have dark. There is an opposite in everybody and in everything. everything. Energy don't work where it's just all good and all bad. There is an opposite energy. There's a reactive force, a responsive force, a sister force to every single thing. Why would you be any different? Number 2. Why would you be any different, group number 2? So I pulled one more card for you guys, and your card is Jupiter, abundance. And I'm going to read this one from the deck. Okay? Read it from the book. I'm sorry. These cards are so pretty. Okay. All right. Jupiter's action. Think bigger. This scenario requires you to be expansive and forgiving. Deal with it in a spacious, curious, fair, and philosophical way. Think globally. Bring in contributions from all around the world. Consider traveling physically or traveling with your senses by listening to music from a less familiar culture or tasting their food. Talk to people who grew up in circumstances foreign to you and get their viewpoint. Diversify your perspective and that of your team to discover the missing pieces need to make up a larger whole. Engage in abundant optimism. Get the word out through generosity. Give abundantly and goodwill comes back to you. Invest in your education, publication, and broadcasting. Just be careful that your generosity is actually helping the recipient and not enabling them or burdening them. Ask for what would really help them. Jupiter's energy needs a big room and audience, but it can overshadow important people in more intimate circumstances. Watch that your expansive capacity does not cramp the experimentation of beginners or crowd beloved introverts. Notice where you might overwhelm the people you love and give them room for their more subtle style. If you are the one being so overwhelmed, appreciate your own value. Expand in ways that work for you and let the person with the Jupiter energy do their thing. The challenge of Jupiter. Jupiter can bring too much of a good thing or leave people feeling overwhelmed. Watch out for magical thinking and a Pollyanna avoidance of your problems. And the gift Jupiter gives you is give and you shall receive. Jupiter calls you to expand your worldview, so reach out and feel at one with the whole universe. Yes, you guys. Jupiter is making me think, again, you guys have a lot of purple. You guys might really, really be into purple, or purple is your favorite color, and purple might have been the reason you were even drawn to this card, because I see purple, purple, purple. And this, especially with the challenge of this, of being overwhelmed and just traveling, this card is also about traveling. You guys might be traveling or might be relocating, and it's stressful for you, or it's stressful to start over. It's stressful to move to a new place where nobody knows you, you know, or where you don't know anybody. But it's also freeing to do that as well, because you get to show up however you authentically show up. You are able to do that in these new spaces. So yeah, group number 2, your higher self really wants you to expand your perspective and look at yourself and look at your life in a brand new way and build your legacy. Don't let old things, don't let emotional blockages, don't let stress, and don't let things run you down into the ground. Let go of that doubt, let go of that stress, and remove any judgments that you have on yourself, because your spirit is not judging you. Your divine and your creator is not judging you. The only person judging you is you. So your higher self really wants you to know, like, to step out of that and to move forward. You know, it's time to be expansive. It's time to shift that energy around, and it's time to look forward to what's coming for you, group number 2. Okay, thank you guys for watching group number 2. We're finna go ahead and get into it for group number 3. These nails though. Okay, babies, group number 3, last but definitely not least. Welcome to your reading, group number 3, what your higher self wants you to know. This card is the Emperor. So you guys are ready to step into your leadership roles. You guys are ready to take charge of your routines, your lifestyle. You guys are really feeling empowered, and your higher self can see that. Your higher self can see that you are ready to take on responsibilities, and you are keeping your promises to yourself and the promises that you make to others. So way to go, group number 3, because I did not pick group number 3. But yeah. So yeah, and then your higher self can see that you are being challenged, though. You are ready to do it, but you're being challenged with actually taking the step and actually putting your vision out into the real world. You guys might be feeling a little insecure, or you guys might be feeling a little creatively blocked. It might not even be creatively blocked, but you guys might definitely be feeling blocked in a sense, to where you know what you want to do, you're feeling it and it's calling you, but you just can't quite get the steps right, or you are blocking yourself from getting the steps right. Or I'm seeing that you also might not even you might be procrastinating. That's what it is. You might be ready and you talking about it and you made the decision and you hyping yourself up. Like, I'm seeing people hyping each other up. Like, you hyping yourself up. You get in your pep rally mode for it. Like, you really want to do something and you starting to. But I'm seeing you guys procrastinate. You might be afraid to fail at it because it might actually mean a lot to you, or it might actually be important to you. But I'm seeing that you are a little bit blocked, or you are procrastinating, and your higher self is saying that, justice. Your higher self is saying what you put into your life is what you are going to get back out. So if you are procrastinating, and I'm saying this with love, but I feel like y'all higher self is very bossy, because I feel like it's making me feel bossy a little bit. But your higher self wants you to know that what you put in to your days is what you will get out of your days. If you put love and good energy and work and effort and creativity into your day, you are going to get that back in return. It's not going to just be you talk about it and you think about it and you make the decision, but you don't actually follow through with it. You don't actually do the thing that you said you were going to do. In the justice card, I feel like you guys might feel guilty about that, but you guys still are not really doing anything to push yourself out of that, to push forward. So you guys are really needing to tap into your inner sorry, you guys. All of a sudden I seen something else. I'm seeing you guys really you guys really just might not believe in yourself enough, because when we procrastinating is our way of keeping us safe, keeping us in our comfort zone. And I'm seeing you guys might just honestly be a little bit self-sabotaging, but your higher self wants you to know you have to come out of that. You are the emperor. You can do these things. You can do these things with balance as well. You guys might need to set up a routine. You need a routine, or you need a routine. You need a routine or a schedule that will keep you on track, that will keep you from deviating or procrastinating on the promises that you have for yourself. Write your intentions down in the morning time. Even if it's just 3 things, what do you promise to do for yourself? Because if you can't keep your promises to yourself, then who is going to keep the promises to you? Who's going to keep the promises to you? So you guys, group number 3, really got to keep some promises to yourself. You guys are ready to step into it, but you're just being challenged with actually stepping. It's really time to get working and get to work. Every day you should be bringing those things into you. Every day, whatever it is that you are ready to step into, this role you're ready to step into, you should be practicing that role every day. Not everybody starts off, I just need 444 for you guys as well. You guys cannot the 444 distracted me, sorry. You guys cannot just keep skipping out on or procrastinating on what it is that you are wanting to step into, this role is calling you for a reason. And the thing about callings are that if you don't answer, they're not going to keep, sometimes they will, like if you really, really destined for it, but like if you're not ready to step into the call, like the call is going to begin to call somebody else. So I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that to motivate you. I'm saying that like if you have an idea, if you have a leadership, or if you have something that you are ready to step into, it's time to practice it. Because not everybody starts off as the guru. Not everybody starts off as perfection. This is my first pick a card video like this, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional tarot reader, I want to be, but I'm not right now. But you have to start somewhere. So group number 3, your higher self is saying start. You are ready. Start. Oh, look at your next card. Surrender to your soul's path. What am I telling y'all? Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every single lesson and every single moment. There's no reason for you to be feared. Whatever is calling you in this role that you're being called to step into, or what you're being called to bring into your life, or create a routine around, it's definitely meant for you. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at this card. See, this is what I'm talking about. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts come to the surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly focus on positive affirmations. When they say positive affirmations, I'm not saying that toxic positivity where things are going wrong, things are falling apart, and everything is just not going how you want it, and somebody's telling you everything's going to be okay. Everything is ideally, in the grand scheme of things, might be okay. But positive affirmations is sometimes you guys are, it's a creative block. It's a block for you guys. And sometimes really thinking negatively about yourself, or believing that you can't do something, or believing that something is not for you, or believing that you are not the expert, you are not the guru in something, this is negative thinking. This is what's keeping you blocked. This is what's keeping you, instead of affirming that I know I'm not an expert, but I'm willing to start this anyway. I know I'm not perfect at this, but I'm willing to take the first step. I know I have no idea what I'm doing, but I really feel drawn to this. So let my curiosity, my intuition guide me, and let me try something new. And if it don't work out, I tried it. If it do work out, thank God, because I was afraid to take the first step anyway. So your higher self really wants you to take the step and stop thinking so negatively about yourself, and stop thinking that you are less than what you are, because you are the emperor, number 3, and you are ready to step into that role. You have this energy inside of you. You're just doubting on how you could bring this out, you're just doubting how you could bring it out. Your next card is envy. Okay, and it came out in the reverse. So this card is I feel like your higher self with this card is trying to tell you to appreciate yourself more, appreciate the ideas that you have, and stop comparing yourself. You cannot compare yourself to somebody else's journey, because they took the step. It's time for you to take the step, they took the step already. So you should be focusing on your future, be grateful for where you are and how you've come to where you are, because it's amazing how we grow and where we end up with this growing. But you are being called to focus on your future and focus on stepping into that. And the best way you can step into that is every single day. Make a move. Every single day. Show up. Every single day. The Justice card is about... it could be legal systems and things like that, but the Justice card is about laying brick by brick. It's about letting your ideas flourish and actually taking the steps to get there. It's about balancing out the thought and the actual action. Your actions needed a thought behind it, but your thought actually needs you to act on it, because your thought just can't come out your head. You actually have to act on it and find that balance. So you are really needing to release this negative thinking, any of the old feelings, any of the jealous feelings that you have, because somebody might be doing it with you, or you see other people doing what you want to do, and you might be feeling a little bit jealous, and it's okay to feel jealous. I know people will be trying to put this negative connotation on jealousy, but jealousy is a normal emotion. Envy is a normal emotion, but it's what you do with it. It's how you move forward with it is what is the true thing, is the true test of that trigger. Envy and jealousy is a trigger. That's all it is. It's just a trigger. It's supposed to trigger you into, okay, you reflecting your jealousy off onto somebody else who took the steps, somebody else who believed in their vision and took the steps that they were needing to take and surrendered to their soul's path. You are watching somebody else do that, and it might be making you feel a way, but instead of reflecting that onto them and sending them some evil eye low-key, I'm just kidding, but sending them some evil eye low-key, or even like doing it to yourself, like, be grateful for where you are and know that can't nobody do it like you. Group number 3, your reading is really like your higher self is very like bossy a little bit. You guys might be a fire sign if you pick this, because I feel like you're very kind of like straight to the point. Even an air sign, you might be a Libra, or I'm just feeling like very straight to the point, like very bossy energy low key in this pile. So yeah, but continue, like, release these old feelings that you have. You are on your way, like, to where it is you're needing to go. You just actually have to take the step, sis, bro, just take the step. That's what you're being called into. So just take it. And look at your inspirational card is to stay positive. Let go of the negative thinking, guys. Like, group number 3, like, I feel like your idea is going to be so bomb and it's so creative. Whatever it is that you are trying to step into, you are just scared to show it, scared to share it, scared to take the step, and your higher self really wants you to just let that ish go, man. Let it go and start. Just start. Your higher self wants you to just start. I feel like all of the piles are starting something new, and I guess that's that Scorpio season for you. But it feels like all the piles are trying to begin something just in their own like special way. I'm going to pull one more card for you guys, and we're going to read out the book for this one, because I did with all the other piles and I really just like the book. I feel like the book really gives good messages. Group number 3, you have a square, semi-square, and I am not even going to try to say that. You know what? I'm going to say that, because if y'all judge me, that's just y'all, okay? Because I'm not, it's a judge-free zone, okay? But it's a quincunx. And this is tension. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's tension, because you guys, I feel like you guys are conflicted. Like, you are wanting to start something, but you really like are afraid to take the step. Like, you're feeling really blocked about how to go about that first step. So hopefully this gives you some insight. All right. So this is, these 3 aspects are awkward, potentially confrontational, and they urge us to grow as we reconcile disparate points of view. Sorry, y'all. Points of view. Square aspects act as if 2 horses are pulling at right angles, or 2 cars are colliding at a crossroads. Needs collide and tension pulls between different priorities within or without. Life is a workout. This phase needs juggling, muscle building, and the careful coordination of competing needs. You may feel pulled between one path or another and pushed to make a decision, but with some fancy timing and rhythm, you will be able to do it all. Working with people who have diverse mindsets, skills, and backgrounds can be challenging, but in the long run, these collaborations prove most productive and enriching. Find points of ease, the few things everybody agrees on already, and build out from there. Honor differences and expand. Let this situation become a mandala created by the interlacing elements that at first glance may not even look like they go together. These apparently clashing pieces can round each other out and create beautiful symbol of wholeness. Take this image into your psyche and use it as a pattern for interaction. This tense aspect takes work, but don't avoid it. If you have a hatching baby bird out of its egg so it doesn't have to struggle, it won't build the strength it needs to survive. A butterfly needs to struggle coming out of the cocoon in order to have circulation in its wings to fly. This situation builds your strength. Get ready to fly. The challenge of this card is this is a workout of body, mind, and spirit, and workouts can definitely be tiring. The gift of this is to take this opportunity to build strength and to learn to reconcile the conflicts within. When you can resolve internal conflicts, it is easier to resolve external ones. Ashe. So yeah, this was right on par with you guys. You guys are really needing to just take the first step, and you are needing to just make the one. You've already decided that you want something. You've already decided that you're ready to step into something, but you just actually have to step into it. Group number 3, like I said earlier, you are not going to start off as an expert. You might start off and be good and have a natural knack for things, and you're being called to it, so you must definitely do. But this square, this square and the semi-square, this card is just confirming what I was saying. Like, you're not going to be the guru. You're not going to be the professor. You're not going to start off like perfect. You just have to start, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. And if you do fail, it's just showing you where you need to continue to work. It's just showing you where you need to continue to step more into your calling. It's showing you where you need to practice more. Keep practicing. Show up. But the only way you're going to get to that expert level that you want to, number 3, your higher self is saying that you're just going to have to start. You're going to have to start, and you're going to have to practice, and you're going to have some cringy moments, but you're going to get there, and you got this, boo, okay? So thank you guys, number 3. Thank you for group number 3 for watching this video, watching your reading. For those of you guys that watched all 3, because I feel like I was kind of in all 3 of these piles, low key. How are you guys feeling about that? So yeah, I feel like I was in like all 3 of these. So wow. So yeah, so you can watch the whole reading if you are feeling called to, because all the messages are empowering, and you take what works for you, and you take what message makes you feel good.